Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Miranda Banks and I wanted to come on here and share a few things with you. Very quick, very brief, because as you can tell from the title, we're going to be kind of diving a little bit into my sketchbooks today. I've been working like crazy in this quarantine working on my sketchbook. I've got plenty of time to do it, so I thought, hey, let's keep up with the sketchbook practices. And I am loving every bit of it. I've also got this one here to kind of flip through. This was my oldest one, and it is pretty close to being full. And then I've got this one that's pretty close. It has like very little pages left. And this one is my newest one, but it still has a few more, pages to go through. But I couldn't be bothered to wait until they were completely finished. There's already a lot of stuff in here that I would love to share with you, and I think I'm going to do that today. So I wanted to just share with you a few things, just a few things. One, if you have not seen my Instagram, you should go follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on my story, especially here in the summer, and I'm trying to do better about putting stuff on my feed. So go check me out on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, then you will probably see my excitement over the fact that we have new internet at actually the church that my dad pastors at. They got new internet. So therefore, with it being really nice internet, the videos upload crazy fast. Like my 40-minute vlog that I uploaded a while back, a couple weeks ago, it uploaded in 17 minutes. And that has never, never happened to me before. So I was so excited to see that go by. So if I have like a couple of, 10, 15-minute videos, just for fun, if I have a couple of those and get those stockpiled and put in the bank, then I can upload them on a certain day if I go to the church, and I'll have more videos. Because it's been the most discouraging thing to make videos when it takes forever, a day or more, to get one video to go up. It's been so discouraging. I've not really wanted to do videos, but now with the internet, we can do some things. We can do things now. So I just want to let you know that more videos are coming your way. With that in mind, and then also because if you have not followed me on Instagram, you will have seen that I am now a elementary art teacher, and that has been the most amazing thing that has happened in my life. Like it is the best job. It's not even a job to me. Like it is what I breathe. Like I just do it. I don't even think about even a paycheck. I just don't. Like it's just what I do, and I love every single bit of it. So I'm an art teacher now, and with that, we have summers now. What? So excited. Now that we have summers, we can have more videos. You see what I'm going with here? You're picking up on my vibe. So not only am I doing videos for you guys, I'm also doing videos for my kids or for my students. So I'm kind of sharing a mid-moon and meadow with my kids. It's going to be like this oasis, this like place where even the kids will come along and we'll all play. And even your kids too. If you have little ones, grandkids, kids, nieces, nephews, blah, 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 bring them on into the meadow. We're going to hang out together, okay? We're going to bring all our blankets out, hang out in the meadow, and we're going to sketch and make art and have fun. Sound like fun? So I just wanted to update you on some new things that are happening here in the summer, and you'll be seeing a lot more videos from me, or at least that's my plan. I know I have said, and I've promised, and I've done Patreon, and I've done Instagram, and I've done this, and I've done that, and I've test my waters in this, and I've tested my waters in that, making Facebook groups, making challenges, groups, all this stuff, and every time I do it, I start it, and then I don't finish it, and I know that it's got to be frustrating with you all, and I'm realizing that, and I need to stop. If I'm going to do something, I need to be thorough and consistent, and I plan on doing that in the summertime. So when school starts, I'll probably have to cancel it and, pick back up on my teaching and everything, but in the summer, it's just something to look forward to in the summertime. So I hope that hasn't been too much of this video. I'm going to try and edit that as much as I possibly can so it's not too long, because let's look at sketchbooks, okay? I'm going to bring you on over to my desk and we're going to take a peek. Let's go look. All right, hello. We are here looking at my 3 beautiful favorite sketchbooks I have ever worked in my entire life. They are just, oh, so wonderful. I've been flipping back and forth from all 3 of these, and I thought I might just let you have a tour of them. This one is a sketchbook that you can buy at Blick. This cover was a canvas textured cover, and you can paint it. And I was really intrigued by that, and I loved it. So I bought that with this in mind, and I painted this on top of it. So all of this is painted. This is a little piece of paper that had like some real pretty paint on top of it from like a jelly print. And I just kind of meshed all that together, and I love this cover. It's wonderful. So it's super nice to be able to paint on top of. So to open up, I've kind of copied the whole buy bun thing where she puts her stickers up front, and I love how she did that. And of course I had to put some of her stickers in here. I love her artwork because of the line work and the colors that she uses and just her illustrative style. I really, really like that. But of course you'll see me take it into a different, genre, and I've got different things to draw, but I pull from her because of the colors and her line work and her illustrative style. It's on point. So I got a couple things. This is something that a friend of mine gave me 2018 in my Bible art class I did a while back. And then this is a magazine page from Flow that I put in. And then this one is one of my stickers. And I don't know when this will end. It will probably almost maybe be 2020. We'll see when that ends, but that is when I started it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to some of my favorite pages. Some of these are like really boring and there's hardly any drawings on them at all, but I couldn't really, do much more to it. So I'll just flip to some of my favorite pages in here because it is quite extensive and we could be here for days. So I'm going to flip kind of sparingly. This was a drawing that I did of some trees, of course, in Wade Park. That is very close to my house, and I loved it very, very much. I love getting the rocks and the line work in here. My favorite part is this part of the tree and how that turns and twists. I don't know if it'll finish it. I don't know if I'll do much more to it or if I'll just leave it like it is and just keep some things finished and some things not finished. Now I will say this paper is okay. It's not thick. It's not obviously not a cardstock. It doesn't take watercolor very well. It would only be used for like pen and Tombow markers. It's kind of the best for those. I wouldn't use Copics, of course. You'll see my Copics in here where they bleed through. But it's okay. It's not great paper, but it served its purpose at the time. And I'll recommend these sketchbooks over here a little bit later. This one, I love this page. You probably have seen this floating around the internet, but just a collection of patterns that I piled on top of each other, and I love the leaves. Oak leaves are like my favorite. I actually really, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a list of things that I need to practice some more. I don't know if you saw my Instagram post recently, but I put up a new post where I did a tree painting and I loved it, but I was like, okay, now what? After I draw trees, I'm like, what do I do next? So oak leaves, I need to practice those more. So I'm going to set those aside and I'll practice those. But oh gosh, the shape of it is just so interesting to me. And these flowers, that was super, super fun. Just mixing all those colors, my pinks and my greens, of course. And then these are some of my stamps right along here. And you could see a little bit of the watercolor and where I watered down some of this charcoal, I believe, up there. I mean, it's okay. What I would recommend you probably do is you put gesso over it. And I think that's what I did. Yeah, I see that now. I put a little bit of gesso on the back and then put the watercolor on top. That's probably the best. But if it was just straight paper, ugh, it'd be rough. Okay, and this one I really like. I know it looks kind of odd right now, but I love this picture of this woman that was hiking like in the 40s. And I loved her hair. I love how she was sitting, how her leg was stretched out like that. And I just, oh, I love that. And of course, my pink and my green. And I put all that in there. And then what I also like to do is I like to make notes. Do something drastic to your page by adding a whole new element, paint, paper, ephemera, and color. Obviously, that's where this came from. So this was like sticker sheets from Robin Marie Smith. And then you can kind of see I did this where I added a jelly print here and a jelly print of a doily on top here, on top of some drawings that I wasn't quite crazy about. So whenever you're like, oh, what do I do like in a sketchbook and how to finish it, sometimes what helps is to do something drastic by adding paint, paper, ephemera, color, any way that you want. And yeah, these are some of my stamps. I really enjoy, you know, of course, the tree trunks, putting those all together and playing with pattern. This one I used the Faber-Castell markers. I think that's when I first got them, so that was fun. And now you could also see how the Copic is bleeding through here. I think that's Copic. I can't quite remember. But this is a good page coming up next. So, yeah, it may be Tombow. I can't remember. But, oh, I love this tree. It just makes me so happy. I love seeing all these little knots in there. I need to do that a little bit more too. I really like this one. I found Fran Meneses or Franard on YouTube, and I just loved her style. I love her illustrative work. Once I found her, and then I studied a little bit more of Bun, I got really more into illustrative work, and you can kind of see that here. We went to Kabuki, and they had this really beautiful kimono on display, and I just love the cranes that were on there, so I really played with that. I'm just playing with color, and I even, I did this first. I did the drawing first, and then I did a Fran, and then I did some trees and everything, and then I painted over top of it and added some of the pattern. So that's always fun to just kind of, you know, make everything cohesive and put together. Oh, I love this one. It's in progress. I'm still working on this. Some drawings I don't like finish right away. I let it cook. I let a lot of art cook, and I don't really try and finish it all immediately. So this one, I really like this one. I'm thinking of a bride like out in the forest, or she's actually in like what looks like a canyon or something where there's like this fallen tree, and then there's like a river that goes through, and I don't know, it's just fun. Every now and then you'll see me draw people. It's very rare, but if I do, it tends to be these characters. I've been writing a story for the longest time since high school about these two, Marc and Angelica, and they've been a couple. So if you see a couple of Marc and Angelica, that's who they are. And then of course the tree, and that was fun to do the positive negative space. That was a lot of fun. I love Jason Momoa. I'm just gonna put that out there. Oh, I love this page. I need to finish coloring that. I need to do that. That'd be really cool. But I love this like play on of color back and forth with the circle, and then you kind of switch colors, and I was playing around with it, but I need to finish that. And I love my deer, so I've got fawn and like a mama deer, and I just love that so very, very much. You'll see those pop around every now and then. And I don't think I will ever use this blue again, but for some reason I was on a blue kick. and I was also on a whale kick. Like, I was just drawing whales at one point. It was several summers ago when I went to my cousin's house. I just really liked drawing whales. This is just good memories. I went hiking with a church group, and we went to Boone, North Carolina, and I sat on the top of this rock, this huge rock, and people were jumping off, and I was like, no, I'm going to be sketching. So that was more up my alley. And the water was freezing anyway, so I was like, no deal, no deal. This is when I really got into markers and color pencils and mixing them together. This was a place in Boone, North Carolina. It's just the same, and I was finishing it in a coffee shop. Oh, good memories. Oh, this is my page. I know it looks weird because I have a random baby face in here, but this is, oh, I love this page. This tree is just one of my favorites. I pulled it from a children's book, and I still refer back to it to get those knots, because after I finished it, I was like, I did that. I just did that. that just happened. This is in my sketchbook. It's mine now. Like, I was just blown away. Sometimes you're blown away by your abilities sometimes. I like this too. I like the little scribblings. I need to do more of that too. Branches. Ooh, let me put that down. This is like when my lines started birthing. Became more, you know, something that I fall back on. And I love it. I love it. Oh, I love those leaves too. I need to start doing that more. Love this. I love this tree so very much. I love willow trees. I need to do more of that. Love this so much. Love this. Love it, 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 love it. I need to draw trees more like that too. Man, I need to go back. There's a lot of stuff I need to like try some more. Mix more of these colors together. Oh, so much fun. Well, this is actually a picture that I took of Wade Park, the park that's close to me. And I just jazzed it up on my own. That's usually what I like to do, is I like to, like, when I go hiking, I don't just hike and just go, like, for recreational purposes. I go for pictures. My future husband is going to have a hard time hiking with me because I will be stopping and taking pictures and being annoying the entire time. I'm not selling myself very well, but there it is. There's some more practicing with those patterns. You're starting to see kind of where, you know, my lines and my patterns start coming in, where I really started playing. Yep. And I had a friend named Colin who wanted me to do a painting for him, so I sketched 4 trees for him, and he picked, he wanted this tree with, he wanted this tree with this background. So I did, and he liked it. And I kind of wished I kept it, but I had to give it to him. Dang it. At least I got the sketches though. That's good. And then this one, this is some more leaves that I took pictures of at Wade Park, and that's where the stamp came from. And I think that is it of the sketchbook. Yep, see, I've only got so little left. I don't know if I will finish. I may just call that the end. I don't know. But this was a huge start to what I'm doing now, and you can kind of see that. This one I started my nature art challenge in, if you all participated in that, and you'll kind of see all those come together. I really like this page. This was actually a drawing that I did for, I think it was last year's April art challenge for Bye Bun, and I entered this one. And I really played around with some of the colors. This is where like a lot of my colors start coming in. You'll start seeing that being practiced a lot in here. I'm practicing swatches and using different kinds of media and how they all work on top of each other. And then you can see me making this. And that was fun. I love this spread. It's got all my greens and my pinks in here. I just love it. And this is just where my style just took off. And I referred back to this sketchbook a lot, and I love it. It was so much fun. And then I really liked how I did backgrounds behind things that I had previously drawn, and just started adding all kinds of different colors, because I just can't do things normally, like a blue sky, green grass. Like I can't do it straight. Like I want it to be whimsical and strange and dreamlike and odd and interesting to look at. So it's kind of what I'm developing. I like this spread too. There's another one. Now this one I started off by just putting down blocks of color, and then I painted on top of it. This one, I think the orange kind of went in second. You can kind of see how I went through the edges, but I really worked on my rocks and my patterns. Got to working on that. And this tree was actually at a restaurant that thankfully we had enough time to chill prior to going in to eat, and they had gorgeous scenery to look at, and of course I painted what, ladies and gentlemen? A tree. Good job. Yep, it was fun. Good memories. I think that was my birthday last year. Oh, I love this one. There was a deer that popped up in my backyard, and I went with a ton of pictures. Every time it moved, I was like, picture, 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 picture. And then I took it to my aunt's house and just sketched away, and it was so much fun. So many good memories. I really like this page. I like the colors I've used. And I think I was listening to a song, "No Voice Like Thine Can Peace Afford," and I just loved that phrase, thought that was beautiful. And then this was at Wade Park, and this was made up in a coffee shop. So much fun, so much fun. Still working on that. Digging the yellow and the purple, by the way. Still need to finish that. Need to get more black lines in there. Really like how that tree is being done in there. I love this. I love this so much. This I did while watching James Bond, and finished it while watching Ratatouille with my sister. Oh, and I also, well, this doesn't really matter, but I also watched, this is over a course of several movies, James Bond, Do Not Disturb with Doris Day, and then Ratatouille. That was just fun. And then I love this. I love the gray in the cliff. This is where you'll start seeing a lot of Sleeping Beauty influence. It's my hugest inspiration right now. His book, Making Beauty, or Awakening Beauty, I think that's what it's called. Gosh, it's like the Bible for anything art that I do. And yep, that's where I'm at. I still have so little left to go on this. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But that's this sketchbook. And then, now I do like this paper. This is really nice paper. This is the, what is it? I think it's the Canson Mixed Media. I really liked the way that it took paper, and it went very, very well. I really enjoyed that. But the piece of resistance is this sketchbook. This is the Strathmore. I figured it might have it down here, but I guess not. The Strathmore Mixed Media sketchbook. I love it. I love it way more than I do the Spiral, because I couldn't, of course, continue, you know, a spread all the way across the center. So this one is cream of the crop. And a lot of artists, you know, I know you all probably know this to be one of the great sketchbooks, but I will put my name in the pot and say yes, buy this sketchbook. It is a great sketchbook. I love every bit of it. So I've got some of my stickers on here, and then one of my students knew that I love stickers, and he knew that I loved, you know, exploring and nature and all that, so he gave me some really cute stickers. So I fill it up with even more stickers, and these stickers, we were cleaning up the basement, and I found some old stickers from my childhood that I was like, I need those, because I thought these Barbie stickers were amazing, and I love them, and I almost didn't use them because I love them so much, but I had to put them in there. Too special. And then, of course, my princesses. You know, I was such a girl then. I loved all those things. So this I looked at. This was by Ray Sigmund. She did a drawing of this, and I was like, ooh, let me try that. Let me practice that. So I looked at some of her work. I've always loved Ray Sigmund. I love her natural, organic kind of drawings, and her color choices are just amazing. And then, of course, I wrote some really interesting artists that have done some really cool landscapes over the time. And then I put hearts next to the ones that I love the most. So you want to screenshot it, or pause the video and write some of those artists down. I recommend it if you're interested. There's some really cool stuff. And then every time I go to work to one of my schools, I go to 2 schools, but one of my schools, there's this one spot. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where to start looking. But to my left, there is this beautiful scene with mountains in the back and this little pool of water, a little pond with trees all around it, and this open field all over. And I obviously couldn't take a picture of it because it was on the main road, and I didn't even want to venture into parking into someone else's parking lot to get the picture, so I just pulled it from memory, and I love it. So I got to get some more patterns done down here, and we'll continue with that. And then I got gouache. This was the day that I got gouache, and I'm so glad that I did. It's gorgeous. I love gouache so very, very much. And those are all the colors I got, and these are the colors that I mixed, and it's amazing. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And then, I don't know, I've always drawn women just so that I can draw their hair. And I did. So that's the result of it. Then I did a tutorial that was on YouTube of Ivan Earl. This is when I found him out and was obsessed. I started drawing all of, or painting with gouache. It's kind of the reason why I got gouache was because he used gouache in some of his paintings. So I was like, okay, now we have to have gouache. I have to do it. So I did, and I love it, and it's wonderful. I just love how you can feel the texture. It's just beautiful. So that was from him. Of course, I put scripture in here every now and then. And something, too, came to mind. When you're trying to find your style, and the reason why I've written down artists up here is to copy your favorite artist over and over, and what you get wrong is your style. Because I'm not going to do everything like what they do, but I'm going to pull from it, practice what they do, and whatever I get wrong, I mean, not in a bad way, but whatever I do different, it's my style. Something to think about. So I really wanted to keep that in there. So let's see what else. Oh, I did a drawing. This is from the challenge as well with my kids. We did a challenge for a made-up animal. So mine is the bark dog, made up of bark and twigs and leaves and rocks and stumps. And these stumps here I found in my backyard with a tree that had a little hole here and a hole down at the bottom. I was like, how perfect would that be for knees and feet? Come on, how can you get any better than that? And we named him Twigs. I'm probably going to make him a mascot next year when I go back to school, so we'll see. And then, of course, my trees. I love these so much. This is what I did. Okay, I have to show you this. I did a quick little... it might have been a mixture of these two, but like a green and a yellow, and I mixed them together, and I did a little splotchy, like, took a sponge and then splotched that all over the page, all over the So I did that. You've got all this gorgeous stuff. Then I drew all the trees on top, and then I let that dry. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I took the marker that's not here. Where are you? Here you are. Here you are. This is a jade green Tombow marker, and I colored over top of that, and look at the texture that comes through with that particular paint with the gouache. I'm obsessed. So I did this, and then I went back and I did it over here, and I love the way that turns out. I would have liked it to be a little bit more yellow. It wasn't exactly as yellow as I wanted it to be, but oh, I love that so much. I think it's gorgeous, just gorgeous. And then, of course, drawing my women with wild hair and a funky looking costume filled with patterns. But in Peter Pan, there is a scene in the Mermaid Lagoon, the Disney Peter Pan, where the rocks that were in the Mermaid Lagoon were painted by Ivan Earl. And I had to paint it. And you probably saw me on Instagram struggle because I was scared. I left this empty for a while. It was just straight purple. And then I added, the texture on top of it. And I was like, not bad. There's still some things I want to tweak, but we'll see. And then, of course, the water needs a little bit of help. But I want to put something on top of here. Thinking a tree. It might be a tree. I don't know. We'll see. It may be a funky looking bush. I don't know. It may be a person. I don't know. We'll see. And then I got some more Tombow markers, a little bit more defined in my color choices and my greens. And I also really wanted to mix some of the colors. And then over here, I just made up a tree with some rocks. I'm trying to practice rocks and do better at that. We're going to do that. And I actually found these geese that were on Pinterest. And I just thought they were so adorable. And I just turned them into Jemima Puddle Duck from Beatrix Potter. So yeah, that's that. And then I love this page. I love this so, so very, very much. I chose, let's see, what kind is it? I think it's this purple with this pink. No, that's purple. It might be this pink. I think it might be that pink, yeah. And I put those two in the back and made it look like notebook paper, which I love. That was super fun. And then I used some of my micron pens to do details with another tree. And then I found this gorgeous photo on Pinterest with these trees that are really different than what I've ever done before. So I started playing around with it and letting that, you know, let the watercolor go over top of the gouache. And I love it. I just want to do something different in the background. I'm still letting that cook. And this one, this is a piece that I did with a friend of mine. He and I went to college together, and he did a Paintnite virtual Facebook Live kind of event on his Facebook page. And it was just a picture of a mason jar in an open field with the starry sky and everything, but I kind of overdid it and and did my own thing. I took 2 magazine clippings, one with what looked like cheetah prints and what looked like Stonehenge on this one. You barely can see it, but it was a magazine clipping with like rocks, and I just turned that rock into a full tree and taped it off, and that was so much fun. That was a good time. And then this one was just really, really off the wall. I didn't even know where this came from. I just started drawing some orbs and like circles and acting like trees are coming out of it. And then I thought, well, why don't we put another tree that's morphed into another tree? And it's the weird page, but I kind of like it. And then I watched Chronicles of Narnia. I love watching Chronicles and sketching from it. So that was a lot of fun. This was around my birthday. If you saw the vlog, you might have seen me work in it and start the sketches, but you can kind of see where it's come up now. And then, of course, I saw this beautiful picture of the artwork from Sleeping Beauty, and I had to draw it, and I did my own thing, and that was super, super fun. I kind of like how the cloth is coming off the edge, and I may do something completely different over here, but I'm just letting that sit for a little bit. I may go back in with this, it's this jade green, and add some more details like in the wood and make it kind of stand out a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. And then there's Marc and Angelica again. It used to be Angela, but I changed it to Angelica because there was a friend of mine whose name was Angelica, and I really liked her name, so I just changed it to Angelica. And this is my absolute most recent page. I'm using several different color pencils here. And then I did this tree, and my sister and I were watching old Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. So much fun. I love going through my sketchbook and finding images where I remember movies that I watched. And it's kind of like a little scrapbook of what I was doing at the time. So that was fun. So yeah, we've got a lot left to go. I don't think I did anything over here. No, we're good. But we've got a lot to go. But this is my favorite sketchbook. My favorite. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the way the stuff works in it. I love what is in my sketchbook right now. I'm just really enjoying this whole sketchbook process and having time to do it. And it's been really, really fun. So yeah, that was really, really long. I hope that I edited this short enough for you to enjoy. And if you've made it to the end of this video, props to you. I'm glad you hung out with me long enough. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be super quick about ending this, and I hope that we will have more videos soon. I'm looking forward to sharing more things with you. So yeah. Hit the like below, subscribe, share, do all the stuff. You know what to do. Y'all been YouTubing for a while, so just spread the word. Tell people I'm doing stuff in the summertime, and I'm going to keep it up because I love making videos, and especially now with the internet much, much better. Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming. So I'll see you guys soon.